Well, quite a few people have asked me about it, and I've been watching it, should we say, in a state of restrained, enormous excitement. But yes, the discovery by Anthony Murphy and some other people of that remarkable, what looks like a double ringed henge, with multiple extended circles of pit posts outside it. It's just beyond exciting. It's just incredible. Now, I don't know if any of you have been following this story. It has made world headlines. We've had very hot, dry weather in this part of the world for the last couple of months. As a result, the grass has been bleached, and you're able to see, particularly in the morning and in the evening, when long shadows are cast, deviations in the soil. And the human eye is very interesting in that the human visual cortex will actually seek out to find regular patterns rather than irregular patterns. It comes from an evolutionary impulse to recognize locations and environments. And because of human beings' relationship with symbolism going back right to the Paleolithic, we are very quickly drawn to the idea of a symbol that's not, or a shape or a design that's not natural. It's almost like the dazzle ships phenomena I spoke about in the War Magic video. I'll put the link below. It's the reverse of that. So all of a sudden, all over Britain, all over Ireland, people are seeing these remarkable hidden structures ranging from castles from the Tudor period, all kinds of former agricultural fields that were divided up different, where you can see where the original hedgerows were, to several henges from both the Bronze Age and the Neolithic, including one I've seen recently in England that's absolutely a passage mound. You can see the circular enclosure and the tunnel going into it. Now, whether that was bulldozed down and that's what remains of it, I find it kind of unlikely, or it's semi-bulldozed down, or it's buried over, has yet to be determined. But what makes the one at Newgrange quite very, very interesting is that, okay, it's a quarter of a mile from it's a kilometre from the main Newgrange Brúna monument. So it's part of the Brúna Neolithic complex. Assuming it's Neolithic, we know everything else there is Neolithic, so we're assuming that it is Neolithic. Now, what's particularly interesting is that there's nothing like it. Now, this is what kind of makes me a little, I'm not saying skeptical, I'm over the moon about this. By all indications, it is a Neolithic monument. So I'm not saying skeptical. It's almost too good to be true. It's almost too good to be true. Because if this is what I think it is right now, and I'm doing everything I can not to be jumping up and down like a little kid, this could be Ireland's Göbekli Tepe. Now, if you look at the drawing on this video, or the photograph taken from a still from a ABC News in America, you can see that there's the circle, the main circle. But what I noticed on this newest video that we didn't see on the Anthony Murphy video, not as clear, not on anything they released, is that the outer stones, or whatever they are, of the main circle appear to be double stones, or double whatever they are. I don't know if they're standing stones there's one behind the other, or they're two recumbent stones, one behind the other, but they're definitely two. And there appears to be there's a sort of an entrance, a box type thing that appears to have, where there was a boundary wall, there's a definite entrance, and on the outside the entrance appears to be where there was a stone, and then two stones, and then the entrance to this box, and then two other standing stones. In the middle of that, two other standing stones again. And right before entering the circle, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it seems, standing stones, and then another one beyond that. And then you walk into the circle. Around the box are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. I think. It's still hard to tell. This thing is huge. And then they're double stones, so it's 39 and 39, so it's what, 78? This is remarkable. And if that isn't enough, outside that there seems to be two semi-concentric rings of pit posts, very similar to the Aubrey holes you get at Stonehenge. Now, I put this picture through a few filters and looked at it in a few different ways. And if these were, now this is bleached. This is you can see the tram lines going across. This is bleached crop. It looks like barley or something like that, or oilseed. If these were depressions caused by where stones had been, and believe me, this would have been a monumental feat to remove these. Monumental. This is one of the reasons we have so many stone circles around Ireland and Britain, is because they're too big to move. This would have been a colossal job to move these. Those markings where the stones are would be the reverse of the land. You know what I mean? They'd be lighter. They would be lighter than the surrounding grass or crops. They're darker. And they seem to be they're pushing up the crops a little bit. Now, I'm not going to run away with myself and be disappointed. This is just enough. This is just mind-blowing. This is just fantastic. But what if that structure is down, buried underneath the ground, which could be suggested by the colours of the protruding stones? There may be Ireland's missing Stonehenge down there. Now, those of you who've read the Druid Code know that Ireland had a Stonehenge monument that was presumed to be located in the neighbouring county next to where Newgrange is in County Meath. The neighbouring county is County Louth. And it was listed as being in Louthania. And it was described as being as impressive as Stonehenge. And it vanished about 150 years ago. Many people assumed, including myself, that it was buried under the construction of the Dublin to Belfast railway line. I'm starting to think it's underneath this. It would have been, if you wanted to make this agricultural farmland, much easier to pile the soil up in this field. And it does seem to be kind of a hilly top field. Assuming this is the same one as the missing Stonehenge, it's maybe a completely different one altogether, which is even more mind-blowing. But this stone circle, like the one at the Durrington Walls near Stonehenge, may be under that soil. Now, on several levels, this is mind-blowing. I have never seen any Neolithic monument, and we have to assume it's Neolithic judging by the location of being in the Brunna region with all the Neolithic monuments anyway. Plus, it has that feel about it that's made up of such precision. There's nothing like this. That is a perfect massive circle. And not only that, the stones that are making up the double stones in the main circle are all of equal sizes, it would appear. As well as the box. And this is another thing, that square box on the outside of the circle, that's unheard of either. I don't even know what that is. Are we looking at another passage mound like Newgrange? And that's actually the entrance into a tunnel that may be in the centre of this thing? This is since Göbekli Tepe, this is the one. This is the one we've waited for. This has the potential to be that mega. And no one had seen it. They looked at the early Irish military photographs from the previous, and they could not see this. This is the nature of this kind of thing, and why drones are going to play a huge important part in discovery of ancient sites. It was a one-in-a-lifetime discovery, this. It would have never been discovered if it wasn't for the drought. Now, there's ironies there as well, because according to antiquarians, the missing temple that was at that was believed to be Ireland's lost Stonehenge was in Louthania. Now, Louth, the county of Louth, is named after the sun god Lu. And it was the sun god Lu, and that's also where Lusitania in Portugal and Spain is named after as well. And London is also named after the sun god Lu. It was the sun god that actually revealed his lost temple, and the irony. And if you read my book Sorcery, I start off by talking about how patriopatic witch marks in a central Dublin house were discovered at the same time that a massive Neolithic and Bronze Age structure was found to the north of the city that had been destroyed by Puritans. Now, the Puritans have a tendency to bury these places. They would call them satanic or something like that. This could also be a case that they pushed the stones down. I don't know. We have to find out. But this should be of extreme priority in terms of Irish archaeology. Now, if it is what I think it is, it'll probably be one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in history. If not, it's still fantastic and amazing. And Anthony Murphy and the rest of it from Mythical Ireland and all those other people deserve all the credit in the world for this, for being proper hands-on antiquarians using modern technology. Absolutely. It's amazing. You can't credit them enough for finding this. So here we are. It's amazing. It's incredible. And it may be the first of many. And it's now ensuring that the Brunaboyne complex of Nowth, Newgrange and Douth now has this. And it's showing that Irish Neolithic society was far more complex, far more dynamic, far more advanced than we had been previously led to believe. And all I can say is watch this space, because it is going to be hair-raising.